I'm Robert, your host.
And I am Ivana Baitia.
My lovely co-host, Ivana. We're going to review, for you folks at home, The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, very fun film. It's not what you think. The five high school kids.
I think they're college.
Okay, the college children. They go to a cabin. Guess where?
In the woods.
Ah, you're so smart. And bad things happen.
Yes, very bad things.
One tagline for this movie is, if you hear a strange sound outside, have sex.
Yes, I make strange sounds during sex.
I think that is true for most people.
This movie, I love this movie.
Yes, it was very good. I thought it was going to be so bad.
It's very different.
It's like a funny time and then a very scary time.
So I could compare maybe the first part of this movie to like Evil Dead, where, okay, they're in a cabin, right? Obviously something bad's going to come and try and kill them, right?
Always terrible idea going on camping trip in the middle of nowhere.
Unless that's what you're into. But then there's a twist, right? There's a whole, it's like a blend of old horror and new horror, and there's maybe it's a little bit sci-fi, maybe not really though.
Well, there are some fantasy things like a unicorn.
Yes, this is the only movie that I'm aware of, and this really isn't a spoiler. This is the only movie I'm aware of where a unicorn, it's death by unicorn. It only takes about 2 seconds, because of the horn.
Unicorn is not a big part of the movie. Don't think this is a unicorn movie.
They made, the special effects guys, they made over 60 monsters here.
That's a lot of monsters.
See if you can remember some of the monsters. Like, of course, there's sort of main monsters, redneck torture family, right?
Giant snake.
Giant snake.
Zombies. Lots of zombies.
Regular zombies. There was a hell bat of some kind.
Oh, yes. And like scary little girl who is, deadly.
There's this is hard to
clown.
see.
Evil clown.
Well, that's low-hanging fruit there. There's a hard to see giant kitten. I don't know what's up with that, but there's a giant kitten.
That does not sound very scary. That sounds kind of fun.
They also kind of borrowed, from some other movies. There's like kind of like a Cenobite character.
A Cinnabon?
I wish.
Cinnabon
No,
character?
the guy has like a puzzle box. There's a merman.
Oh, yes, the one guy who is running the whole show, like behind the scenes, is
Hadley.
very upset he's not seeing mermen. It makes me question his sexuality.
So that guy is played by Bradley Whitford, who was on, The West Wing.
Oh, yes.
He's on The Handmaid's Tale, and he really badly wants to see a merman. A merman, I guess, merman plural.
Also, if you look at their whole board of the monsters they have, there are 2 separate categories for witches and sexy witches.
Right.
Why this?
I prefer a sexy witch.
I mean, I don't really care if it's going to kill me. It doesn't matter if he's sexy or not.
I would rather be killed by a witch with huge bazooms than a wrinkled old lady.
But if a sexy witch comes at you, you are less likely to want to kill her. You are probably going to give her a second chance or say, oh, I like these bassoons.
I'm gonna say that it's very rare for any of these monsters to lose in a one-on-one battle.
However, the stoner guy, Marty, he manages to kill a monster with like a very small shovel. He goes...
Technically, but that Marty is played by Fran Kranz, an actor. Mm-hmm. And you'll notice he's the only one that on the lake scene where they all push each other in.
Oh, so funny! I throw you in the lake.
He's the only one that doesn't go in the lake. Why? Because they didn't want to show him with his clothes off. Because
he's not sexy enough.
No, he's very sexy.
Oh.
He was the most ripped actor on set. He was like way more ripped.
Wait a second. You're talking about skinny stoner Marty?
Yes.
He's too sexy, even more sexy than a Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth, who plays sort of the jockey character, is in this. This is just pre-Thor, right? So he was not yet all cut up and bulked up for Thor yet. Marty, the Marty character, The crew described him as looking like a ripped, muscular Jesus, and they didn't think that was believable for his character. So he always wore like loose clothes to hide his musculature.
Too sexy, Jesus.
Speaking of bosoms.
Oh, this is what we're talking about.
Bosom alert at 41 minutes.
Aha! You would of course notice the bosom alert.
It's just something I track.
The bosoms.
Good lines from the movie. Am I on speakerphone?
Pop-Tarts? Did you say you have Pop-Tarts?
Tequila is my lady.
Remember when you could just throw a girl in the volcano?
Whatever he's been smoking has been immunizing him to all our shit.
Another use for marijuana. I had to dismember a guy with a trowel. What have you been up to?
Well, we've got to rate it. Pumpkin rating time.
How many pumpkins?
It's
out of 5 pumpkins?
Yes. I'm going to give him 4.
4 pumpkins is good for me too.
Okay.
I think 4 pumpkins.
We give The Cabin in the Woods 4 pumpkins. It's really wonderful.
Yes.
It's a wonderful
5 pumpkins, 4 pumpkins.
I might have given it 5, but, you know.
That's good. Thank you for watching October Moviefest Countdown.
And if you like this kind of stuff, I have a whole feature-length special on Amazon called Robert's Horror Matinee.